Hey guys, it's Haley, owner of Haley Buck Art Studio, and I am coming here today to teach you guys how I do my Mod Podge drips. I know that I already showed you how I do my epoxy drips, but there are so many other ways to do a drip on a tumbler, and I use lots of different ways, so I'm going to show you guys each one eventually over time. Today we're doing Mod Podge. You're going to find that in the video, the drip that I did is a different color. After I recorded, I decided that I didn't like the shade of pink that I chose, so I redid it, but it's still the same process as what you see here. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope that this tutorial is helpful. Let's go. All right, so here we go. I have an already glittered and epoxied tumbler here, and I am just going to put some Mod Podge. I can never say Mod Podge. Like, I don't know why it's such a tongue twister for me, but I'm going to put some in this cup. Some Modgy Podgy. Why is that easier to say? And we're going to put that in there, and then I got a little bit of acrylic paint that I'm going to use to tint the Mod Podge. I don't know why I can't talk. Y'all don't make fun of me. And I'm going to use a new glitter that I got today as well. It is Esme by PDB. It is named after Crystal over at Little Witchy Creations, I think. Did I really just get her business name wrong? Okay, it's her baby's name. And Sweary Kim, I'm sure you all know who she is, named the glitter after her. So we're going to add cornstarch to this Mod Podge. And you just keep adding that until you get to the thickness you want. The same concept as we did with the epoxy. Just keep adding that cornstarch until you're happy with it. I made this one a little thick, and if I'm being honest, I probably should have went a little thinner just because it didn't drip as much as I wanted to, and you'll see here in a moment that I have to like add a lot of drips to get it to drip as much as I was wanting it to drip. You see it's really runny right now. So then I add a couple more heaping scoops of cornstarch. I think that's my problem. I recommend adding a little bit of cornstarch at a time. It's just so that you can gradually like get to where you want to be. I just, as you can see, scoop it in, like no regrets. And you can see that it's already starting to get really thick and has like a stickiness to it. And I test on the side of the cup just to see how it drips before I put it on the cup. And make sure you get all those lumps out, because sometimes cornstarch will leave a little bit of lumps, and you don't want lumps in your drip. Nobody wants a lumpy drip. And then here I am looking at it and thinking that it's still too runny. Even though you can see that I had to tap it on the side of the cup to get it to drip off the thing. So it didn't have a fast consistency. I don't know what I was thinking. So I added more cornstarch and made it thicker. Maybe I shouldn't be teaching y'all stuff because I'm just sitting here telling you what I am doing that I should not have done. But we live and we learn, and you can learn from me, whether it's me telling you what to do or me showing you what not to do, right? Positive thinking. So now we got it like super thick. We're going to put it on the cup. Look at that. And as you can see, that drip is not moving. Like, it is staying where I put it. So this is thick. Girl, you thick. Why did I sit there and stare at it for so long? I thought that it froze there for a second. And so now we're doing the same concept that we did with the epoxy, and we're just going to run it all along the top of the cup. You definitely have to maneuver this a little bit more than you do with epoxy. Epoxy definitely like drips a lot easier when you stick it on there, and as soon as you set it up right, it really starts to drip on its own. But when you do this method with the Mod Podge, you kind of have to play with it and really maneuver like where you want drips to happen. You can see here as I'm going across the top, when I do it with epoxy, I just evenly go around the rim and it'll drip on its own. But when doing it with this method there, I do kind of do like a thicker and then thinner and thicker and then thinner, and kind of just maneuver it to get it to drip where you want. And then you got to tap it. You can tap it on your table or you can tap it on your hand. When you tap it on your hand, be careful because I don't know why, but it seems to like get the drip going a little more when you tap it on your hand. And sometimes it'll go a little further, or it will like do this weird thing where it kind of like drips and skips. It's hard to explain. Just be careful. You see, I'm doing it really hard. And you can see where some of my drips just kind of ended up a little wonky. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like really beating that cup up. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to add a couple little extra drippies. And this method is actually a lot of fun, and I like this method so that, for instance, like I said at the beginning of the video, when I was done with this, I changed the color because I ended up not liking this pink on this cup. It's a beautiful pink, and the glitter is absolutely beautiful. I just ended up deciding that I didn't feel like it really matched this candy cane colors that I had going on already. So I took it off. And when you use Mod Podge for the drip, you can do that. You can just remove it. It's super easy. Like I just took a little tool and just kind of scraped it off, and then some rubbing alcohol just cleaned it all the rest of it off completely. So it's super easy to just take it off and redo it. And so if you're a beginner for drips, this is definitely a good starter because you can remove it and try again. You can still do that with epoxy, but it's really hard, and sometimes it results in you having to like sand the cup and stuff. It's just not as easy as it is to remove this and try again. And so I'm just adding a couple little extra like longer drips here and there because I wanted this to have a little bit more. I was really trying to go for like the candy cane like melting at the top kind of effect. So you can see why I decided that this pink just didn't work for that, because I wanted it to look like it's a candy cane and it was like the candy cane is melting. And then I choose a totally different pink than any of the pinks that are in the candy cane stripes. So it looks nothing like the candy cane dripping. It just looks like a drip, which is still a pretty drip, still a pretty pink. It just didn't match. It didn't give me the illusion I was going for. So I'm definitely probably gonna use this shade and this glitter on another cup I have that I'm going to be putting a drip on. So y'all will see that too. So here I am adding the glitter over top. It is so pretty. It is such a pretty baby pink. I am in love. I'm not really a pink person, but if I were to choose a pink, it would be like a nudie pink or a baby pink, like a light pink. I'm not a purple person either, but if I chose a purple, it would be a pastel or like a lilac. I don't know what it is about them pastels. So then I just take a dry brush and I brush away at all the stray glitter that's all over the cup and clean everything up a little bit. This process is kind of fun. I enjoy it. I think it's therapeutic. You see, that's just so satisfying. Just brushing away the glitter. It's satisfying to me. I'm a weirdo. I love it. And here you have it. Just let this dry, put a coat of epoxy over top, and you are good to go. Okay, love you. Bye.